Okay, very good. Well, we are going to go ahead and get started. Yes. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and get started, and we are so excited for y'all to join us and excited to be able to share our stories with y'all, share our testimonies, and share our health journeys and what these fabulous products have done for us, because we all have some pretty amazing stories to share. Before we get started with our stories, I just wanted to share about our triplex combo. Our triplex combo is our most popular plexus combination that we have. And so all of us who are sharing tonight take these products. So I just wanted to share about those before we get started. First, we have our Slim. Our Slim is our pink drink. I take this every single day. Our pink drink is going to work to stabilize blood sugar. It's going to help with lipid levels and with cholesterol levels, keeping those at healthy levels. Stabilizing your blood sugar is going to do all kinds of things for your health. It's going to help reduce sugar cravings, but I really feel like it's like just an overall body balancer. It's just going to help balance and stabilize and help with your hormones, your endocrine system. It helps me with sleep. It helps me with energy in the day and sleep at night. It just keeps me really balanced and feeling really good. Stabilize your blood sugar, just this phenomenal thing. So that's our pink drink. Next, we have our ProBio 5, which is our probiotic with enzymes. This is a phenomenal probiotic. Everyone should be taking a probiotic, and if you are taking one and you can't tell a difference, then you are not taking a good one. This one, you can tell a difference when you take it, and you're going to hear our stories in just a few minutes and understand why. But this is going to work to establish good bacteria in the gut, but it's also going to work to, the enzymes and the antifungal are going to work to kill off the bad things in your gut at the same time. So this is a powerful and good probiotic to help heal your gut. And then finally in our triplex combo is our BioCleanse, and the BioCleanse is our magnesium supplement. It's going to work to oxygenate and energize our bodies, and it's going to act as a gentle flush. So when the probiotic, is killing off the bad things in your gut and helping your gut heal, the BioCleanse is going to act like a gentle flush, and it's going to flush out the toxins and flush out the bad things so that your body doesn't reabsorb it. So that is our triplex combo. That combination works to help, like I said, stabilize blood sugar, heal the gut, detox the body, and reduce inflammation, which if you do those four things, you're going to be doing incredible things in your body, and it's going to have phenomenal results, as you're going to see as you hear these stories. So we all take these products every single day, all three of those. We're going to also highlight a few other products as we share our stories. But right now I'm going to pass it off to Linda. Linda is my friend that I've met through Plexus. I'm so thankful that I've been able to get to meet her, and she has just an amazing story of what the Lord has done through her life with these products. So Linda, welcome, and please share.
No, thank you, Katie. Yeah. Well, I want to start off by saying I also take the triplex. It was my first products that I tried. I took it for a month or two before I added any more. And my story is that in 13 years ago, I was diagnosed with RA, fibromyalgia, rheumatoid arthritis, RA, fibromyalgia, and also chronic fatigue. Before that, several years, I had a lot of pain. A lot of things were going on, and I didn't know what it was until they were able to diagnose it. I suffered with that for several years. I've had several surgeries on my joints because of the damage of the RA, but I still suffered from pain all over my body, in my back, my joints and everything like that, and still had a lot of fatigue. One of the things that really that I had to do when I was working, I'm unable to work now, but when I was working was having a problem even to get up out of bed some mornings to work because of the pain and what was going on in my body. But I had a good friend who I saw was talking about how good she was feeling after seeing how bad she was feeling. And I finally asked her what was she doing, and I thought I'd just give it a try. I actually noticed things right away within 2 weeks just doing the triplex. So just feeling better, more energy, um, just overall, just the health of just feeling better. Before I forget, I'm going to say, since I've been on the products, I've been able to get off some prescription medication, which is really great because I've been wanting to get off a lot of it. And when I had my physical, the doctor was talking about how well everything looked, that we just weaned myself. He told me to start weaning myself off of some medication, and I'm off of a lot of them now. I'm going to highlight tonight the Ease. Let me see if I can get this in here where you can see it. Can you see how you turn it here with the camera? I'm turning it backwards. There you go. The Ease capsules and the Ease lotion or the Ease cream. These are here are two of my products that go with me. I'm going to say camping because we camp a lot. And Ease is, I use my Ease capsule as a daily maintenance to help take care of the pain that I usually feel. It's if I do too much work outside or do too much physical activity anyway, I up my Ease capsules to help me take care of all that. And the Ease cream is just for those aches that, you know, when you hurt just a little bit, if I did too much with my elbow or my knees or whatever, when you rub this on, for me, I don't know how to do for a lot of me, it's immediate relief. So these are two products that go, well, all my products go with me, but I make sure I don't forget those because they're kind of on the extra side. I wanted to say that even though I know the products are not the healer, God is my healer. The products has I guess, enhanced what God is doing in my body. And one of the things that I've noticed is I have 3 grandsons now. The youngest one will be 4 weeks old this week. So I'm not able to do a lot with him yet. But the other 2, if I honestly believe I wasn't on the products, I wouldn't have the energy to do what I do with them. And they keep me going, just going a lot. But one thing has happened since we last did a call like this. I had still with all my stuff going on, I do checkups with my doctor, and I went in and they did some lab works, and it has some kind of little test thing they do in the office now where they can test to try to test to see what's going on with your arteries and the flow of different things. Well, they let me know that actually his comment was, "You're not 60, are you?" And I said, "Yes, I am." He was checking my birthday. He said, "Your lab work and your results from this test is not a 60-year-old results." And I said, "Well, what do you mean?" He said, "I have 60-year-olds that we are sending to the hospital after we do these tests." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I mean, I was just kind of surprised. I was shocked a little bit. And I just told him, I just said, I just said, I'm taking some great products that are helping me, that have just been a lifesaver in my life, that are enabling me to do a lot more than I'm able to do. Now, granted, there are days when I do too much. I mean, I feel it, but I'm able to get up and move a lot sooner than I did before. And this time I didn't cry, Katie. Last time I was crying because I was thinking about the time I've had with my grandsons. They are precious, and they always want me to be out and walking and running with them. And before I could say I couldn't do it. And my oldest one actually used to help me move with my walker or my cane. I don't have that anymore. And so I can do things with him now that I couldn't do before. And like I said, I'll just be using Plexus until I'm not here any longer. Thank you.
Oh, Linda, that's so wonderful. I always just love hearing your story. And he's God for the wonderful healing that he's brought for your life. You're right. He is your healer. And he has used these products to help you. So I'm so thankful. And I know your children and your grandchildren are so thankful too, to have you feeling so much better. So thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. Okay. This might not mean a lot to a lot of people, but last year, because I always wanted to do this. The year before, I think I did one. Last year, I was able to walk 4 5Ks. And the reason I said walk, I've had a hip replacement, and according to that doctor, he doesn't want me to run on or anything like that. But just to be able to walk them and have fun with my daughter doing them, it has been great. It's been great.
That's so wonderful. Yes. Oh, I just love it. Okay, I'm going to share my testimony with y'all before I pass it over to Becky. She's going to share some stuff as well, but I just wanted to hop on and share my story as well. My story starts back in the fall of 2011. I started getting sick and started having some strange symptoms. My symptoms grew worse and worse over the course of several months. Started going to doctors and trying to figure out what was wrong. I was finally diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome and with Lyme disease. My symptoms were extremely severe at times. I had extreme debilitating fatigue. I was bedridden at different times. I was literally crawling and scooting through my house because I couldn't walk, didn't have the energy to walk. I had intense brain fog, trouble with thought processing and with thinking deep thoughts, and with, I just felt foggy, all the time. Had trouble with discomfort and pain. It felt like I had the flu, just all over achiness all the time. It didn't really let up. It would get worse. Like with the barometric pressure and with weather changes, it would be much worse, but it was always bad. And awful insomnia. I was exhausted all the time, but yet I couldn't sleep, and my body was just totally out of whack. So I'd be up for hours at a time at night. Depression. These are a few of the things that I was dealing with. So we went about all kinds of treatments. I tried all different kinds of treatments over the course of several years trying to get well. Medical treatments, antibiotics and antidepressants and different things, but also a lot of natural treatments and a lot of things with different natural doctors, homeopathic remedies and different detoxes, different diets, juice fasts, different detoxes like saunas and detox baths and detox foot baths and oils and chiropractors, and I just like everything. If it was within my power, I was praying that the Lord would heal me, but I was going to do whatever I could do to help get well. And so it sent me on a path of all kinds of things. Everything I did, I felt like would help me a little bit, but I was still extremely limited, daily symptomatic, daily needed help to complete tasks. Being a wife and a mother and needing help to just do the basic things in my home. So it's definitely pretty severe, pretty bad off. This went on until the spring of 2015 when I decided to give Plexus a try because I'd tried everything else. So let's try this. It had a 60-day money-back guarantee, and I remember my husband being so excited because we had put so much money into everything else, and he was excited to finally get his money back on something. So we thought, sure, let's try it. So we did, and I have never looked back since. I started noticing changes probably 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in. I was noticing changes, and every week I would notice something more and something different, and improved energy or improvement with the pain or improvement with whatever over time, to where I can say now, and I have been for a while now, that I'm 100% symptom free. That's amazing, amazing after my long journey, yes, of looking for different things, that this was the missing link for me. This was what my body was needing, and things that I had been trying to do. I had already been trying to stabilize my blood sugar by eating an extremely limiting diet for a long period of time. I've already been trying to heal my gut by being on much more expensive probiotics than this one. I had already been trying to, I knew that this was the way to get well, but the things that I were doing was not accomplishing that for me. And for whatever reason, this was my missing link. This is what pulled it all together for me. When I started on the Triplex combo, which I highlighted before, and I also started on this one, our X-Factor vitamins. And I think this one is significant and really important for people, for all people, but especially people who have any kind of health issue, because I think a lot of times people with health issues don't have a good are not able to absorb well the foods and the nutrients and the supplements that they are receiving. And so it passes through you and you don't receive it. This X-Factor vitamin has aloe in it, and so the aloe is going to help magnify up to 300 or even 400% the nutrients that you're receiving. It's going to help you actually absorb it, so you can actually see the effects of it. So I think this was instrumental, along with the Triplex combo, in my healing. For for a long time, I was almost all the way well, but I still had this lingering fatigue that I couldn't kick. And so the other product that I wanted to tell you about last summer is Plexus came out with this Edge. And this was the thing that finally kicked that last little bit of my fatigue. I love the Edge, natural product. All these products that we're highlighting, by the way, are natural, plant-based, but just to help with energy, and not just physical energy, but mental energy, which I think was a lot of my issue, to help with drive and mood and mental energy and mental clarity, if that makes sense. This is what this does, and it was just kind of what my body needed to get me to that next level. So I am, needless to say, Plexus for life, and I'm so very thankful for all the amazing improvements that I've experienced thanks to these products. So I am now going to pass it over to Becky, and Becky is going to share her phenomenal testimony. Yay!
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing, Katie and Linda. I love hearing y'all's stories again and again. It never gets old. Before I share, I'm going to have Joel sit, my husband, and just share a little small tidbit about some good things that he's experienced, okay? I'm going to trade seats with him real quick.
Becky made sure to say a little tiny bit because she knows that I'll talk for a really long time, especially when it comes to something like Plexus. 2 years ago, after watching my sister-in-law, Katie, really benefit from this, Becky started talking about it and researching it and said, what if we get involved in this and start using the products? And pretty much I do whatever Becky says because she's pretty much always right. And so she said, let's try these out. And so we started Triplex, and it was pretty quick for me and for her to start to see a lot of good response in our bodies and in our health. And that's all we were looking for, was just better health that could help us and help she and I. I've always struggled with sinus infections. About 12 years ago, was diagnosed with diverticulitis, and those two chronic things had always been an issue for me. And you just kind of trudge through it. It wasn't anything debilitating, but the sinus infections would catch on, and I was using neti pots and things like that on a daily basis. And then about 2 or 3 times a year, my diverticulitis would flare up. That's an intestinal issue, and that would knock me on my rear for a few days. But what do? I just kind of grind through it. I have embraced Plexus because those two things that had been issues, just those annoying issues over and over again, were things that don't bother me anymore. I don't use my neti pot anymore. My diverticulitis flare-ups don't happen all that frequently anymore. In the 2 years, I was telling Becky tonight when we were on our evening walk, in the 2 years that we've been using Plexus, I've had one flare up, and that had more to do with just forgetting a diet and eating too much popcorn, which can get you sometimes. But to not have to use that pot every single night to clean out my sinuses, to not be afraid to enjoy a small bowl of popcorn or to have a salad and fear, not have the fear that it's going to affect me is great things. What I've noticed recently too, I'm a runner, and because of my daily schedule and what we need to do as a family, I run in the mornings. And a few weeks ago, we were waiting for our delivery of Slim and an X Factor to come in, which I take every morning before I go to work or go running or anything like that. And so we've been off, excuse me, for a few weeks. And it came back in, and I just took it because that's my routine. That's what I've been doing for the last 2 years. And I got home from running, and I told Becky, I said, I was a few miles into my run, and I started thinking, boy, I feel really good. And I was just like, good, way to go. Yeah, this is it. And then I realized it's that routine and the exercise and the commitment to it. But I also noticed I've been running for several weeks without that daily routine of utilizing my pink drink, utilizing X Factor, and I noticed immediately that difference. And to me, that was exciting. And just all these benefits, from big to small, to health, to exercise. Plexus has been a game changer for me, and I'm grateful for it. And I'm grateful for my wife, who's going to follow me because not only do I love her, but she introduced me to Plexus. So here's Becky again.
All right, I'm back. Okay. Okay, so to be respectful of time, I'm going to just zip through my stuff real quick. Just a quick overview of me. Plexus has been so wonderful, obviously for my husband, for myself, for my kids. Some big things that it's done for me, hormonal balance. I didn't learn until after I started Plexus, the relationship between blood sugars and hormones. And I would have said before that hormones were way out of whack or anything. But after I started taking it and I just started feeling really even and balanced, I thought, oh, maybe they were a little unbalanced. Because that balanced feeling was not something that was familiar to me. So being able to have that back, being able to come to the end of the day and just feel steady and balanced with kids having needs and all that was so wonderful, not just for me and my husband, but for my kids. Also, I would have mood swings, during that time of the month, and that ended. And that was amazing to me, amazing to me. That was free to do. I would get breakouts during that time also on my face, and that stopped all of a sudden. And I thought, could these things really all be lining up and be because of Plexus? It's like I really had to really think, because I couldn't really believe that Plexus could do that stuff, because I had no idea that it would help in that area. Migraines were another thing. I have suffered from migraines since I was in high school, and it just was a normal thing for me. It's just, okay, once or twice a month, I'm going to have a migraine. It's just how it is. It's how my body works. Tried lots of things to try to get rid of them. Medication sometimes worked, sometimes didn't. After about 4 months of being very consistent with products, I didn't have a migraine. And I thought, oh, could this be a coincidence or something else? And it turns out it was Plexus, because I have not had one since, which is just outstanding. If you suffer from migraines, guys, migraines are awful day ruiners or multiple day ruiners. And I haven't had one since my body's been balanced, which is so freeing to me. Energy. I have great energy. I don't have that afternoon crash where I think I've got to hold my eyelids open with toothpicks because I'm not going to make it. But I have not crazy energy, but just sustained energy throughout the day. I went to the doctor today just for a regular checkup and was doing the checklist of, do you do this? Do you not do that? She said, how about caffeine? I said, nope. She was like, what? I mean, everybody has to have caffeine to get through the day, right? Not me. Not anymore, which I'm, again, freedom. So thankful for it. Let's see. Let me hit real quick on my mom has struggled with irritable bowel for her whole life. As a child, I remember I have vivid memories of, when we were in church. Well, she couldn't sit on the middle of the pew. She had to sit on the outside of the pew because she never knew, when's it going to hit? When am I going to have to run to the bathroom? I can remember being in line for the buses at Disney World. We were on a family vacation. We were at a hotel and going to get on the bus, and she had to leave the bus line, and she didn't make it to the parks with us because she had to run to the bathroom. That's sad, and that's what reality is for so many people that suffer with irritable bowels, and it's embarrassing. People don't want to talk about it, but it's a very real issue for a lot of people. She, as you can imagine, she's done tons of things to try to help herself. Plexus, the triplex, is the only thing that has made such a humongous difference for her. So that's free to her. I'm so thankful for that. One of my favorite things that Plexus has done for my family is what it's done for my kids. I have a child diagnosed ADHD. He had trouble even just sitting in a chair. He was, they say ADHD kids, it's like they're run by a motor. He really was. And he couldn't control it. He couldn't turn it off. We eventually put him on medicine because I just thought, what a terrible way to have to live, not being able to really control, even to just be able to sit in a chair. So we put him on medication. It was what we needed at the time. It helped him. But if you have ADHD kids, you know that medication you start on is not what you stay on. We were constantly having to change the dosage. Eventually we had to change the medication and then change those dosages. And I just thought, this is no way for him to live. And I looked for a long time for some natural options to help him. And we did lots of things, and lots of things would put a small dent in it, but nothing made a huge difference. And finally we come to Plexus, and I think, okay, it's helped me. Let me just see. So we tried it with him, and I was able to wean him off his medication. And I was amazed that he could sit in a chair, that he was not like run by like a motor all the time. So that's been huge for him. Just the freedom of prescription medication for the rest of his life is priceless to me. I have a child who had tummy issues. He would wake up in the middle of the night with a stomach ache. We got him on the probiotic and it's gone. Kids with warts, skin issues, probiotics killed them. They're gone. Let's see. I mean, so many other things. I could say so many other things. But just real quick to say that all of my family is on the triplex. And I wanted to highlight, we also use the X Factor multivitamins. They're amazing. And I also wanted to highlight the Mega X, which is the omega 3, 6, 9, 5, and 7. It's a complete omega product, and it's not fish oil. It's made from a plant-based, it's a plant-based product. So there's no fishy burps. And this has been a big one for, especially for my kids. I always make sure they have it, because omegas are so vital and so important, and they're very helpful with the whole ADHD focus thing. So anyway, that's just in a real tiny nutshell. My family, there's so much more that I have not hit on, but those are the big things that I'm thinking of right now. I just want to reiterate that all of us on the call, all of my family, Triplex is what did it for us. We're talking about balancing blood sugars. We're talking about improving gut health. There's such a huge connection between the gut and the brain. The gut is really called the second brain a lot of times. You could, any issue that you have, you could gut health and fill in the blank and see what Google will tell you. Plexus is going to be your answer for improving gut health. It is just amazing. And I've not had anything else that has given the results that these products have given. All right, Katie, I'm going to pass it on back to you.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you so much for sharing, Becky. Yes, I agree with all that. We just think that Triplex is great for everyone. Everyone needs to be on it. And Plexus is such a good company to stand behind their products, because they know how well they work, that they do offer the 60-day money-back guarantee, that you are able to try these products for 60 days, and you can simply just call customer service and just get all your money back if you're not pleased at the end of that 60 days. So yes, we encourage everybody to try it because of how much it's helped all of us. We thank y'all so much for listening into this call. And actually, I want to stop this recording real quick before I go any